Let's celebrate the magic of short stories and poems. They are truly magical, aren't they? They make us feel happiness, heartbreak, horror, hope, hatred, and so much more. Namaste people. Welcome to Shweta's Basket, a weekly stories and poems podcast, and I'm your host, Shweta Singh. So, I have two very touching poems for you today. And both the poems will take you down memory lane. The first one is titled Bitiya, and the second one is titled Yaadein, both written by Pooja Kabra. Now, Pooja is a chartered accountant by profession, but an artist and blogger by passion. She loves to dabble in poetry and short fiction. She loves to experiment with words and colors, so much so that she has won awards on a national level in online art festivals and competitions. She is a true multitasker. She helps out with her hubby's construction business, she manages her own stock portfolio, and presently she is attending Manas Mukul poetry workshop and is also learning different dance forms. Isn't that extensive and impressive? So here is the first poem titled Bitiya. कितनी जल्दी तुम बड़ी हो गई, हमें छोड़ अपने पिया घर चली गई। कभी न समझना कि तुम पराई हो, आंगन छूट गया तो अपनों से दूर हो। आज भी तुम मेरी छोटी सी गुड़िया हो, मेरे दिल पर राज करने वाली जादू की पुड़िया हो। जिंदगी में कभी दुख के काले बादल मंडराए, अवसाद तुम्हारे हृदय पटल पर अपनी छाप छोड़ना चाहे। सब ठीक है कहकर मुझे धोखा न देना, हर पल मुझसे बांटना, अकेले कभी न रोना। तुम्हारे दिल की गहराई में कभी न मुझको भुलाना, ये सदैव याद रखना, मैं हूं ना तुम्हारा पापा। Got you there, didn't I? Generally, it's the mother who talks like this, isn't it? But here a father is doing it. You know, when I was getting married, my father told me that marriage needs work and it requires us to make adjustments and compromises. But both the sides have to do it. He said, don't be afraid of making them and asking your husband to make them too. That does not mean that you are weak. That means both of you are mature and ready to take on this new responsibility of making a new home for yourselves. But also remember that you do not compromise on your self-respect. That, and if they harm you physically or mentally, do not hesitate to come back. We will support you. And believe me, guys, that one statement itself was so empowering, I cannot tell you. Millions of girls out there adjust and compromise till they bend backwards and end up breaking their spine because they have no choice. For they cannot go back to their parents' house anymore. They are stuck in the new house with only regrets and memories to live by. And when we talk of memories, it takes me to our next poem, which is titled Yaadein. यादों की संदूक को खोला, कुछ पुरानी यादें निकलकर बिखर गईं। कुछ अधरों पर मीठी सी मुस्कुराहट ले आईं और कुछ सपनों की बग्गी में बैठाकर बीते हुए पलों की सैर करा लाईं। यादें ही हैं जो एक सौंधी सी महक मन में जगा देती हैं। यादें ही तो हैं जो बुझे वक्त में जुगनू बन अंधेरे में उजियारा कर जाती हैं। हर बीता पल एक याद बन जाता है, कुछ पल हृदय पटल से मिट जाते हैं और कुछ ख्वाहिशों के बंधन से आज़ाद हो कुछ देर ही सही मगर फिर से बचपन में लुका छिपी खेल आते हैं। Isn't that true? I bet this poem took you down the memory lane to your own childhood or to that of your kids. The other day I was cleaning out one of these so-called sanduks. I got it in my marriage. And I found myself going through this half-completed album, chronicling my kids' journey. I swear, it was just 5 minutes while I sat there on the floor turning the handmade pages of that album and looking at their cute pictures. But when I looked up, it was an hour. I swear the big hand on the clock had snuck an extra round while I was engrossed in running my fingers over their smiles and hands and radiant faces. Some beautiful and some painful, yet we will never trade our memories, isn't it? If you have any memories that you would like to share, then write to me, and I would love to share them on the next episode. For memories are our history, right? And as history has it, we have a tradition of asking one question at the end of our episode. Last week I had asked you, name the person who saw Mithi drawing water from the upper caste well. The right answer is Radhika. And the right answers were sent by Vasudhaji and Gauri. Thank you, ladies, for listening in and sending your answers. And here is the question for this week. Right at the end of the poem Bitiya, the father says, Ye sadaiv yaad rakhna. So the question is, what is the father asking his daughter to remember always? You have 3 ways in which you can send in your answers. You can DM me on Facebook or Instagram, or email your answers to shweta@shwetasbasket.com. And join me next Friday when I introduce you to Vishnu. Make sure your kids are there with you too. They will certainly enjoy Vishnu's story and his struggle with 2 glasses of milk. So that's the story next week, Vishnu and the 2 glasses of milk, written by the very versatile and prolific author Vibha Batra. And with that, we come to the end of this episode, and off I go to lovingly look at my cuties pics in that half-finished album. One day, hopefully, I will finish that album. Do subscribe to my website www.shwetasbasket.com so that you're always up to date with what's new in the basket. And stories and poems are not the only things. You will find book, movie and restaurant reviews in the basket too. And if you enjoyed this episode, then follow or like the podcast, share our episode on your timeline and tag us, and recommend us to your friends. Help us reach more people. Shweta's Basket is available on 18 different platforms like Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, Gaana, JioSaavn and others. We're also on YouTube. For the complete list, check out the show notes. And if you want to get in touch with me, I am on Facebook and Instagram, and my handle is Shweta's Basket. And guys, in this day and age, it's a good idea to have a website. So if you're thinking of having one, then listen on, because having a good-looking and professional website is just a click away. In the meantime, this is your host, Shweta Singh, signing off. Till we meet again on the air next Friday. Bye for now. Do you want to have a website of your own? Are you a writer, photographer, actor, makeup artist, hairstylist, or even a tutor, singer, painter, journalist, consultant? Or do you have your own cafe, restaurant, resort, holiday home, shop, small business, hospital, or even a blog, WordPress or Blogspot account that you want to migrate to a good-looking website? Well, look no further. The geeks will help you, and you will find them in the Geeks Room at iTunes. Just click on the link in the episode description. Yes, it's that simple to have a website. My website is hosted and managed by them. And want to know what I love about them? They are professional, customer pleasers, straight talkers, and very competently priced. So what are you waiting for? Your website is just a click away.